seem distracted.
We recovered the morphine. Some of it might be unaccounted for, so what? That's life. We did our job.
Closing one case opens another.
Do you have any idea what is really going on while we're wasting our time following this stuff?
Are you going to tell me?
Non, mais tu vas me le dire.
The deals being done right now will change the face of LA forever, and we're wasting our time on some hump.
Nous, on perd notre temps sur une pute.
Someone's little girl.
Visit the morgue at the end of the month when the John and Jane Does are cremated. Their percentages. The odds for and against lightning striking.
Any Central unit of 484 just occurred, 3155 West 4th Street. Unit to handle code 3, identify.
Code 3, identifiez-vous. Bon, je m'identifie rien du tout. Je suis pas disponible. Il a fait tomber la balise. J'ai pas vu où on était, mais j'ai vu 14h26.
Second floor.
Premier étage, appartement 6, au fond du couloir. Oh, mais c'est scène de crime. Merci. Bel endroit.
Bukowski, you made homicide.
Tu as pensé? Eh oui, ça fait plaisir de te voir, Phelps.
You two want a hug?
On va regarder ça affilé ou on peut commencer?
Relax, Rusty.
Tu calmes, monsieur.
26 years old, fashion
26
model.
ans,
Found in the tub by the
dans la
cleaning lady,
par la
Mrs.
femme de
Reynolds.
ménage.
She called it in.
C'est elle qui a donné l'alerte.
We heard Carruthers thinks.
Carruthers likes to make work for
bien me compliquer la
overdose
vie.
of sleeping pills. Falls asleep in the tub, rest in peace. Case closed.
Here, here. Mal is 100% that it's murder.
Mal est sur 100%.
You mind if I take a look around?
Ça te dérange que je regarde un peu? Je t'en prie, vas-y. Ah, reste classe vite l'affaire. Hein. Ça me bat les couilles. Lui. Il en a vu d'autres, quoi. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Médicament?
Looks like barbiturates.
On dirait des barbituriques. Pardon? On dirait des barbituriques. Barbituriques. Quand... On va regarder un filet ou on peut commencer? Du calme, Rusty. 26 ans, mannequin, trouvé dans la baignoire par la femme de ménage. Une certaine Madame Reynoldson. C'est elle qui a donné l'alerte. Caruso aime bien nous compliquer la vie. Overdose de somnifères, elle s'endort dans la baignoire. Qu'elle repose en paix. Affaire classée. Amen. Mel est sûr à 100% qu'il s'agit d'un meurtre. Ça te dérange si je regarde un peu? Je t'en prie, vas-y. Caruso, c'est comme le médecin légiste, il complique la vie.
Barbiturates. What else is rattling around in this
Ça
thing?
fait-il encore du bruit ce truc? Une capsule après un repas, une fois par jour, 20 capsules de benzédine. Docteur
We should speak to her
Vous
doctor.
devriez aller voir ce
Prescribing
docteur.
both drugs
Si
would
elle
make her life a
prenait ces deux
roller coaster.
médicaments, sa vie devrait ressembler à des montagnes russes. Putain. T'as dit, faut pas faire confiance au docteur. C'est là pour s'en mettre plein les fouilles, ces chiens. Ah, c'était bandit.
Quality English smoking
Des intérêts de
jacket.
qualité, je connais personne
I
de
don't know
moins de
anyone under
45 ans qui
45
en
who would
porte
wear
une.
one.
Et alors, elle a quel âge elle? Ok, dans la chambre, c'est peut-être terminé. Là, ça vaut rien.
Phelps?
Mal, we've had a look around.
Voilà, on a examiné
Rusty
cet
thinks
endroit.
it's a waste
Rusty
of
pense que
time.
nous
What's your
perdons notre
theory?
temps. Quelle
Come
est
on,
ta
Mal.
théorie?
Tell us
Allez,
why we
Ben,
were
dis-nous
dragged
pourquoi
down
on
here.
nous a traînés ici.
If the victim was
Si
alive
la
when she
victime avait
entered the
été en
tub,
vie, quand
water
elle est
would have
entrée
entered
dans
her
le bain,
lungs.
l'eau aurait envahi
The
ses
water
poumons.
is violently churned in the
L'eau
windpipe as
pénètre
she
violemment
drowns.
dans la
The
trachée lors
result
de la noyade,
is that a lot
ce
of
qui crée
foam
une
is
sorte
generated.
d'écume.
This
On
foam
retrouve
is
cette
found at the
écume sur la
mouth and
bouche, sur les
nostrils in
narines,
almost
dans
all
presque tous les
cases
cas
of
de
real
noyade
drowning.
avérée.
Notice
Je suis
anything
revanche
about our
notre
victim?
victime.
May I take a look?
Je peux regarder?
Be my guest.
Je t'en prie. Bah, en gros,
Take
ça
a
veut
closer
dire
look
non.
at her head and neck.
Examinez bien sa tête et son cou.
Her neck is bruised
Il y a
pretty
une
badly.
grosse échymose sur son cou. C'est-à-dire qu'elle a été étranglée.
Very unusual
Une
ring.
bague très originale.
Could be wrong, but it looks like a black
Je peux
sapphire.
pas me tromper, mais on dirait un saphir noir. Je peux peut-être me tromper, mais on dirait un saphir noir. Ok.
Bruising on the
Des
forearms
échymoses
and
sur les
these
avant-bras et on dirait des
look
traces
like
de
bite
morsure.
marks.
Very good.
Bien vu.
The eyes are a classic
Les
sign of
yeux sont
morphine, and
caractéristiques
the
d'une prise
bruises
de
tell their
morphine.
own
Les
story.
échymoses disent
I think one man
je crois
held her
qu'un homme
down
a
and
tenu
another
pendant
held
qu'un
her
autre
arm and
utilisait
injected
son
her.
bras et lui
They
éjectait
put her
la
in the
drogue.
bath to try to
Ils
cover
l'ont
it as
mise
a
dans le
drowning.
bain pour essayer
And
de
spread a
vainquer la
trail
crème.
of barbiturates.
D'où
Take a look around
vous pouvez donc
outside on your
reprendre
way
sur
out
le
and see if you can
si vous
find the
pouvez trouver des
syringe. It
seringues.
would
Ça
make my
renforcerait ma
theory.
The
théorie.
morphine would have been
La
very
morphine a
quick,
dû agir très
and there
vite.
wouldn't have been
Elle n'a
much of
pas
a
eu le
struggle.
temps de
Okay,
beaucoup lutter.
so find two
Donc
guys who
cherche des
recently
types qui ont
bought
acheté des
cigarettes and weren't
seringues et qui ne
junkies.
sont
You
pas
might be onto
drogués
something.
et tu tiendras peut-être une piste. Fouille donc un peu en sortant et voyez si vous pouvez trouver des seringues, ça renforcerait ça ma théorie. Les yeux sont caractéristiques d'une prise de morphine et les échymoses disent le reste. Je crois qu'un homme l'a tenu pendant qu'un autre immobilisait son bras et lui injectait la drogue. Ils l'ont mise dans le bain pour essayer de maquiller leur crime.
No good to me.
Jolie comme elle était, elle devait avoir des problèmes avec des garçons, non? Peut-être. Elle ne pouvait se couler un bain, elle a pris quelques comprimés et elle a découlé. Je ne sais pas, Miss Julia, elle avait tellement de feu en elle, tellement d'énergie. Désolé, je ne suis pas très clair. Luna, ouais, ça va aller.
It's okay.
This is all top end of
Ça a
town
l'air
stuff.
de venir d'une
Gives
boutique
us somewhere
de
to look.
luxe. Ça nous dit où chercher. Y a rien. Mais si on peut faire ça avec celle-là. Peut-être que celle du mieux sera le jackpot.
Been a modeling assignment.
Peut-être lié aux activités de mannequin. Voilà. 6782, je travaille mardi de 11h à 16h, tu viens me tenir compagnie. Demande Miss Randall, Miss Julia.
It's a place to start.
Donne un point de départ.
Beautiful girl.
Jolie fille.
Clothes certainly aren't from the Sears catalog.
Pas du catalogue de Sears. Jolie fille, ses vêtements ne sortent pas de catalogue de clochard.
I'm Detective Phelps.
Je suis l'inspecteur
I'm here
Phelps,
to
je
try and
suis
help
pour m'occuper
Julia.
de Julia.
Do you mind answering some
répondre à
questions?
quelques
Virginia
questions?
Reynoldsson,
Virginia
I'm just
Reynoldsson,
so
je suis sous le
shocked.
choc. Je ne dis que je devrais
I
faire
feel
quelque
like there's
chose. Appeler
something I should
quelqu'un.
be doing, someone I should call.
We can make those calls,
Nous
ma'am.
occuperons de passer des coups de
Who
fil.
needs to be notified?
Qui doit-on
That's just
contacter?
it.
C'est le
I
problème,
don't
je ne sais
know.
pas. Mais Julien
Miss
n'a pas de
Julie doesn't
famille
have
ici.
any
Il faut
family in
bien que
town.
quelqu'un mette ses affaires en ordre.
Someone has to set her affairs in order.
Elle est morte.
Mr. Henderson, maybe?
Peut-être, je ne vois pas.
else is
Qui
there?
d'autre? Je ne
I
sais
don't
pas.
know.
Monsieur
If you give the
Henderson,
details to the
je
other
transmettrai
detectives,
ses
ma'am, they
coordonnées
can
aux
try
autres
and get in
inspecteurs, madame,
contact.
ils essaieront de la contacter, de le contacter.
What was it like
Comment se passe
working
votre
for Miss
travail pour
Randall?
Miss Randall?
Perfectly fine, officer.
Parfaitement bien, inspecteur.
Mrs. Reynoldsson, it seems like there's something you want to tell me.
J'ai l'impression qu'il y a quelque chose
She was very
qu'elle était
high-strung.
vraiment instable.
Lovely one
Adorable
moment
un
and
moment,
screaming
elle
at
vous
you the
engueulait la
next.
seconde d'après. Elle
She
voulait
wanted
tout
it
tout de
all. She
suite.
wanted it damn quick.
Elle était si
Of course,
belle
being
qu'on
so
pensait
beautiful,
qu'elle
it seemed
obtiendrait
like she
tout
was
ce
going
qu'elle
to get
voudrait.
it.
Ce
The way
n'est
it's
pas
turned
vraiment
out,
ce qui
though,
s'est
is
passé, n'est-ce pas? Vie sentimentale, état d'esprit de la victime. Vie sentimentale. Ah.
Did Miss Randall have
Miss
many
Randall
friends?
recevait beaucoup
Is it
d'amis.
I'm not
Je
sure.
ne
I
sais
only
pas
come
trop,
around
je ne
twice a
viens que
week.
2 fois par semaine. Et pourquoi elle ment comme ça?
men
Les
friends,
amis-
Mrs.
madame
Reynoldsson?
Reynolds, dites-moi.
Spill it.
I will not spread
Je
gossip
refuse
about
de
Miss
faire un
Julia.
commérage de Miss Julia.
She was
Elle
very
était très
nice to
gentille
me.
avec moi.
I don't care if she was the
Elle
Virgin
pouvait être
Mary
la Vierge en
sister.
personne, je m'en
Who
fous.
was she
Avec qui elle
humping?
baisait? Vous
You
devriez
changed the
savoir ça, vous
sheets.
changez les draps.
You're disgusting.
Vous êtes dégoûtant.
If you're going
Si
to
vous
take that
continuez comme
tone,
ça,
I
je
won't
préfère ne
answer
plus
any more
répondre à vos questions.
questions.
Chier de...
Was Miss Randall
Miss
depressed
Randall
about
était
something?
déprimée par
Upset?
quelque chose ou soucieuse?
No more than normal.
Pas plus que d'habitude.
Would she have killed herself for a man?
Suicidée pour un homme?
Miss Julie would
Miss
never
Julia
have
ne
killed
serait jamais
herself.
suicidée. C'était une
She
jeune
was a very
personne très
determined young
énergique.
lady. One of those people
Une de
who
ces personnes
shake the
qui
tree
se
for
coupent
all
au
it's
coutier
worth.
pour voir ce qu'il tombe.
Thanks, Mrs. Reynoldsson.
Merci, madame
You've
Reynolds.
been very
Vous
helpful.
m'avez été d'une grande aide.
One of the other
Un
detectives
autre
will take your
inspecteur va
statement
prendre
and then you
votre
can go home.
déposition. Vous pourrez rentrer chez vous. Ben, écoute.
Stefan, Rusty, we'll take a look
Bon,
around
Rusty,
outside
nous
and follow
allons
up these
extérieur,
leads.
puis partir
Can you
enquêter
get some
sur
guys to run down the
Vous pouvez
jacket?
demander à des gars de s'occuper de la veste. À l'extérieur, puis partir enquêter sur ces pistes. Je crois que Carroutzer est sur la bonne piste.
You think Carruthers has called it right?
He rarely gets
Il
it
se
wrong.
trompe rarement.
I don't know.
Je sais pas, je suis d'accord
I'm a
avec Galloway.
Galloway.
J'ai vu un
I've met
paquet de
enough
filles
girls in my
qui
time who can't handle their
n'encaissaient
dope.
pas leur cam. Ah, des traces d'éstrangulation que tu me dis, toi. Et oui.
Mal will be pleased.
Well, that's hardly conclusive, given the number of those things we've come across recently.
qu'on a vu ces derniers temps. Concluant.
The autopsy will confirm it one way or
dans un
another.
sens ou dans l'autre.
I think our work is done here.
Trouver, examiner tous les barbituriques dans l'appartement de Julia. En même temps, j'ai vu directement. Quoi, c'est le verre?
I don't think this is going to help us.
She was so beautiful and so young. Can you leave me alone now?
Look, I got nothing to tell you, and I can't work with you under my goddamn nose every second.
Oh, Galloway.
Help me out.
I say we check out the dress shop.
Oh. Parle plus Galloway. Bukowski.
Back to work, Phelps. I don't like the way this broad bought it. I want to get the guys responsible.
On attrape celui qui a fait ça. Voilà. Cabinet du docteur Stoneman, boutique de vêtements. La raison.
Bukowski, Galloway, quite the little reunion in there. Almost brought a tear to my eye.
They're good police.
How would you know? You got promoted so fast you barely had time to learn their names. Let me fill you in. Bukowski's a pushover. Galloway's a drunk.
You could learn a thing or two from both of them.
Please. They couldn't work a vice case if their life depended on it.
I don't see why they'd be any better or worse at it than me.
I noticed you said better. Hubris disguised as humility. Kind of your trademark, don't you think?
Why do you always twist everything? Galloway's got nothing to prove. He's been on homicide for years.
And he's welcome to it. You're a terrier, Phelps, and that's what I need. Not some old bulldog who can't get up a flight of stairs without coughing up his lunch.
À chaque fois il restait sur le côté celui-là. Bukowski il était bien franchement. Bukowski c'était un bon gars. Là c'était un vieux ronchonnard qui me casse les couilles. Et en plus il était jaloux. Alors qu'il allait se faire foutre Galloway. Qu'il aille Galloway ailleurs. Ouais. Putain, on croirait la musique de Final Fantasy là. Ils sont pas trompés de jeu ou de musique. NBC.
You need to take the next right.
Faut que tu prennes la prochaine à droite.
I hope you got some money saved up.
La boutique de vêtements, elle est ici. Boutique de vêtements d'Assine. 15h04. Ah ouais, jolie boutique quoi. Boutique de bourgeois. On est chez
Well,
les là.
hello. What can I help you with today?
Bonjour, que puis-je faire pour vous?
LAPD, ma'am.
Petit madame.
I hope I haven't done
J'espère que je
anything
n'ai rien fait de
wrong.
mal.
No, ma'am.
Ah,
We're making
madame.
some inquiries about Julia
Non,
Randall.
l'enquête au sujet de
Does she
Julia
work here?
Randall. Elle travaille
No,
ici.
I had to let her
Non, j'ai
go.
dû m'en séparer.
Is she
Elle
in
a des
some
ennuis.
sort of trouble?
She was found dead this morning.
Elle a été retrouvée morte ce matin.
How long had Julia worked
Pendant
as a
combien de
model?
temps Julia a-t-elle
Well,
travaillé?
she worked in New York
Elle avait
before
travaillé à
coming
New York
here.
avant de venir ici.
She was
C'était
a very
une
beautiful
très belle
girl.
fille.
Could you tell us why you let Miss Randall
Pouvez-vous
go?
nous dire
Husbands sometimes
les
come in
maris
here with their
accompagnés parfois leurs
wives.
femmes ici.
When Julia Randall
Et
modeled,
lorsque Julia Randall
the
faisait le
husbands were
mannequin,
often
ils
more interested in
s'intéressaient
her than they were their
souvent
wives'
plus à
dresses.
Julia qu'à la robe.
The wives weren't happy,
Ce
and
qui me plaisait
neither
qu'à
was
leurs
I.
femmes et à moi aussi.
Did she have any close
Avec
friends
des
here?
amis proches ici?
Actually,
Eh bien oui,
yes.
Heather
Heather
Swanson,
Swanson.
souhaitez-vous lui parler?
Would you like to speak with her?
I'd like that very much.
J'aimerais beaucoup.
Please
S'il
don't
vous plaît,
inform her
ne lui
about Miss
annoncez pas la
Randall's
mort
death.
de Miss Randall.
Very well,
Très
officer.
bien, inspecteur.
Heather, these
Heather,
gentlemen
ces
are from the
messieurs
LAPD.
sont du LAPD.
I'm Detective Phelps.
Je
This
suis
is
l'inspecteur
Detective Earl.
Phelps et voici
I
l'inspecteur.
understand that you worked with Julia
J'ai
Randall,
cru
Miss
comprendre
Swanson.
que vous travaillez
Yes.
ici. Oui, Julia m'a aidé
Julia
à
helped me
trouver ce
get my
poste
job
ici.
here. She's not in any kind of trouble,
Elle
is
n'a
she?
pas d'ennui.
Hellraiser, isn't she?
Maintenant,
Lives a fast life.
Oh
elle vit à
no.
100 à l'heure. Oh non,
Maybe
Madame
Mrs. Stanley
Stanley
would
dirait
call her that,
peut-être
but I
ça, mais
wouldn't.
pas moi.
She's full of life, full of
Elle est
wonderful
pleine de
company.
vie, on ne s'ennuie pas avec elle.
That's a lovely engagement ring.
Do you like
Big
it?
bag. Vous trouvez, Henri me l'a offert.
Henry gave it to
I'm
me.
very interested in
Je
engagement
m'intéresse
rings.
beaucoup aux
Mind
bagues
if I
de
take a closer
fiançailles. Ça
look?
ne vous dérange pas que j'examine de plus près?
That's some pearl, Miss
Magnifique,
Swanson.
Miss Swanson.
Would have
Ça
cost
a coûté
Henry
une
a
fortune.
fortune.
Henry doit être très
He
amoureux de
must
vous.
really love you. Are Miss Randall and
Miss
Mr.
Randall et
Henderson
Monsieur Henderson
engaged?
sont-ils fiancés?
Who's he?
Qui est-ce? Comment ça que... Quoi? J'ai envie de voir Miss Randall et Monsieur Anderson. Attends.
Don't go away,
Ne
detective.
partez pas,
I
inspecteur.
want to know what this
Je
is
veux
about.
savoir de quoi il s'agit. Miss Randall et Monsieur Anderson. Une paire magnifique, Miss Swanson. Je m'intéresse beaucoup. Vous trouvez, Henri me l'a offert. Randall et Anderson. Henri. Ok, donc on sait pas qui est Henri. Peut-être le propriétaire du magasin. Ah non, rien à voir. Elle, c'est la propriétaire, ok. Ça peut être le docteur. Ok. Donc Randall, Anderson.
What now?
Get a statement out of the Swanson lady, Cole.
Mais qu'est-ce que je fais là?
Classy girls seem to warm to you.
Putain, incroyable.
How did you meet Julia?
I was introduced through my fiancé, Henry Arnett.
Henry Arnett. Donc s'il faut, elle a déjà couché avec lui, quoi. Et après, il a présenté.
Henry is your beau.
Henry, votre petit ami.
Tell us about it.
Parlez-nous de lui.
Yes, he is.
Oui, c'est mon fiancé.
Henry has a fashion
Henry
business.
est dans la mode.
He and Julia have been
Ça
friends
fait
for
des années
years.
qu'ils sont amis, lui et Julia.
Are Miss Randall and Mr. Henderson
Sont-ils
engaged?
fiancés?
Who's he?
Qui est-ce? Franchement, elle a pas l'air de mentir en vrai. Ou alors elle est très forte. Voir le carnet. Ah, c'est ce que je pensais aussi.
She was wearing a sapphire engagement ring.
Avec un
Someone must
saphir,
have given it to
quelqu'un
her.
devait bien lui avoir
She
donné.
never mentioned a man named
Elle n'a jamais
Henderson
parlé
to me.
d'un homme du nom de Anderson.
That's all for now, Miss
C'est tout
Swanson.
pour le moment, Miss
Could
Swanson.
you ask your fiancé to
Et
visit
pouvez-vous
Hollywood Police
prier
Station?
votre fiancé de
It would
passer
be
au
very
commissariat
helpful to
à
our
Hollywood.
inquiry.
Ça aiderait beaucoup notre enquête.
Now wait a moment.
Et là, attendez
I
un
don't
peu.
think I'll pass
Je
on that
transmettrai
message
pas ce
until you tell
message
me
si
why
vous
you're
ne dites pas
asking all these
pourquoi vous me
questions.
posez toutes ces questions.
Julia Randall was
a été
found
retrouvée
dead
morte
this
ce
morning.
matin. Quoi? Oh. Oh non.
Oh
C'est
no.
affreux. Elle s'y
Oh, I
plaigne de
can't
filles.
believe it. She was so full of life.
Et c'est possible que ce soit ton mari, tu vois, qui l'ait fumé. Il est dans la liste des suspects. Ton soi-disant mari. Qui a dû se la faire plus d'une fois.
Nice move not telling old Sweet Lips in there about her friend taking the big jump till we were half out the door. Very slick.
I figured we'd get more out of her that way.
You're learning, Phelps. We'll make a vice cop out of you yet.
J'avoue, c'était un peu chelou. Chez le doc. Cabinet du docteur Stormman. Ça c'est la dit Harry Arnett, ça c'est son mari. Traiteur du magasin, Monsieur Anderson inconnu, l'amour inconnu, Julia Randall la morte, Docteur Stoneman, je vais le voir, et elle, c'était la femme de ménage. Ok. C'est bizarre, hein, je peux passer par derrière comme je peux passer par devant. Je pense que je vais passer par derrière. C'est plutôt classe.
I swear, if we locked up every doctor in this town, Vice would be able to work half days.
Ah ouais. Des escrocs.
Yes, sir, your name?
Oui, monsieur, votre nom.
LAPD. We'd like to see Dr. Stoneman.
Dr. Stoneman is with a patient. Would you like to wait?
No, we wouldn't. Tell him we want to see him now.
There's no need to be rude.
Save it, sister.
Dr. Stoneman, I have some gentlemen from the LAPD here to see you.
Send them in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
Your investigation is much more important than my sciatica. I'm just in pain here. Leave me alone.
Dr. Stoneman, we are investigating the death of one of your patients, Julia Randall.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, Detective.
How well did you know Miss Randall?
Very little. She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
Pas gourné. Une perle, seringue de morphine. Emploi du mannequin. Benzine, une ordonnance pour la prise de comprimés d'amphétamine au nom de Julia Randall daté de juillet 1946. Ah, putain, j'ai bien fait de mettre ça, ça me remémore le truc. Une seconde. Ça me remémore que c'est un putain d'escroc ce bâtard.
Julia Randall has been your patient for nearly a year. I'm sure you know that.
Je suis sûr que vous le savez.
Do you doubt my veracity, Detective?
Vous avez consulté.
Do you have access to my patient records?
Non. Non. Date de juillet, mais on est quel mois là? C'est ça le truc.
You're off the hook, for now. You didn't like her, did you?
On ne l'aimait pas, n'est-ce pas?
It wasn't a question of life, Detective.
Pas à ces termes, inspecteur. Elle
She
était
was
une
incredibly
incroyable
beautiful.
beauté.
When you looked in her
Quand
eyes,
vous
you
la
knew how
regardez
a
dans
mouse
les yeux,
felt
vous
before a
étiez une souris
snake.
devant un serpent.
Not
Elle
an
était
ounce of
glaciale.
warmth there.
Fils de pute.
You wrote Julia Randall a prescription for Benzedrine. How can you account for that?
Miss Randall was in the fashion business. She wanted to control her weight.
We believe Miss Randall died of an overdose of morphine. You didn't prescribe her anything else, did you?
That is a very serious allegation to level at a doctor, young man. I am well aware of what is prescribed under the Harrison Act, Detective. If you wish to make any other ridiculous accusations, I suggest you direct them to my attorney.
We often find the more obstructive people tend to be, Dr. Stoneman, the more they have to hide.
Putain! Je vais mettre une balle dans la tête direct. Sa mère la pute.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Are there any messages for me?
Yes, Detective. The coroner's been asking to speak to you. I can connect the call if you like.
Please, thank you. Al?
Cole, can you get over here? I just finished the autopsy.
Sure thing, Mal. We'll be right over.
Probably nothing. I don't think so.
Hurts to walk, hurts to sit down, and now I got police riding me like I'm a criminal. Get lost.
J'aurais peut-être dû aller voir dans les dossiers, si c'était possible. Bon, attends. Putain, quelle déception. Dégoûté.
The old boy's lying.
About what?
I don't know.
Je sais pas.
He looked relieved when you said she was
Il a eu
dead.
l'air soulagé quand tu as dit
It's a strange reaction to have to the death of a young
pour
patient.
quelqu'un qui vient d'apprendre la mort d'une jeune. Mais bien sûr que c'est ça le fils des putes, on sait. J'ai pas les preuves. Attends, je me suis bien fait avoir.
Have you noticed how Croakers only pull out the physician-patient privilege card when they got something to hide?
There are certain things people have a right to keep private.
Until it gets in the way of police work. And it's only private when it suits them. A couple of drinks and every doctor I've met will spill your darkest secrets in a heartbeat.
Je sais pas, il a eu l'air soulagé. Quand tu as dit qu'elle était morte, c'est une drôle de réaction pour quelqu'un qui vient d'apprendre la mort d'une jeune patiente. T'as vu que les troubles ne sortent leur... T'as vu que les toubibs ne sortent leur couplet sur le secret médical que s'ils ont quelque chose à cacher. Il y a des choses que les gens ont le droit de garder pour eux. Tant que ça ne concerne pas une enquête de police et c'est privé quand ils le veulent bien. Un verre ou deux et tous les médecins que je connais cracheront les secrets les plus sombres. Tous les secrets les plus sombres. Faut se faire amener avec un docteur pour aller boire un coup.
Any Central Unit of 484 just occurred, 3155 West 4th Street. Unit to handle code 3 identified.
Turn left when you can.
Hôpital d'Hollywood, 15h34.
Cole, Roy, I have some information for you.
You're the only person enjoying this, Mal. Get on with it.
The bruising confirms 2 sets of hands, so we have 2 killers. Death was caused by heart failure due to an overdose of morphine.
Have you dragged us down here to gloat? We already heard your theory.
We agree that she was murdered.
Yes, of course.
I have something else to show you.
All right, Mal, what gives?
The dead guy's name is Jimmy LeBlanc, career burglar. He came in this morning. Someone stove his head in with a lump of 2x4.
So what? Good riddance.
I found 2 syrettes in his jacket pocket.
Wow.
Hang on a minute, Roy. We're listening now.
No sign of morphine use and no metabolized morphine in his blood. Scratch marks on his face.
Which could be from getting his head remodeled.
Time of death, Mal.
Maybe an hour or two after the Randall girl.
So you're saying Laughing Boy here could be one of our killers? That's a hell of a long shot.
Thanks, Mal. We'll check it out.
I found something else.
Sorry, I don't play.
I don't know if it's significant. His wallet was empty. The only other things he was carrying were the harmonica and the morphine. Carruthers. Yeah, he's here. I'll send him over. They have a guy called Henry Arnett in interview 2 for you next door. Let me know how you get on.
Sure, Mal. And thanks for the lead.
Sure, Mal. Thanks for the lead.
Donc il y a un tueur qui est mort, mon pote. C'est dans les peut-être poucaves ou quoi. En tout cas, il y a de fortes chances que ce soit le tueur. Moi aussi, je penserais ça.
Mr. Arnett, I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Burrow. Thanks for coming in.
Call me Henry.
C'est la moindre des
It's the least I could do.
Quelle horrible nouvelle pour Julien.
Terrible news about Julia.
Et avec la victime, connaissance de Monsieur Anderson. Connaissance de Madame Anderson.
Miss Randall's landlady said she was seeing an older man.
Could have been. I wasn't privy to all the details of Julia's private life.
Spill it, Henry. You know nothing about a man named Henderson?
Yes, you're right. Henderson, yeah. Very distinguished.
How about a first name, wise guy? An address, maybe?
I'm sorry, I don't. I think he lives somewhere out of town. Somewhere back east.
Ah, tu sais des.
How well did you know Julia Randall? Vaguely. I'm in the clothing business, and Julia occasionally models for me.
He's asking whether you banged her in a chuck-on-the-shoulder fraternity kind of way.
I'm engaged to be married. It wouldn't be polite.
Answer the question.
This will remain private. Heather won't have to know. Yes. We had relations.
Ever heard of a Jimmy LeBlanc?
No. Should I have? Is he an entertainer or something?
Toi, t'es vraiment suspect, mon pote. Toi, t'es...
So you wouldn't have any reason to believe that LeBlanc would be involved in Julia Randall's murder?
If this guy is a criminal, he might have been involved, but like I said, I've never heard of this LeBlanc character.
Heather told us that you were in fashion.
That's right.
Bronco, can you give me a hand? I got a hard case.
On va aller faire un petit tour chez toi, mon pote.
Some kind of traveling salesman?
Once I got out of the Corps, I used my...
You were in the Marines?
Sure. I'm proud of it. Fighting 6th.
You were in the 6th Marines?
Yes. I was a captain.
Which company?
Various companies. We had a lot of casualties.
Which engagements?
Okinawa. A couple of other places.
That will be all for now, Henry. You've been very helpful.
That son of a bitch was never in the Marines. Why'd you let him off the hook?
Because we're giving him a couple of minutes before we start tailing him. Arnett is an amateur. We need to find out who killed the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski? Have him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a Jimmy LeBlanc and find out who was his last arresting officer? Have them get in touch via KGPL when they have some information.
He's in that car at the light.
He was squirming like a worm in there. Don't you love it when they pull the war hero excuse? Actually, maybe you don't.
Can you quit driving?
I'd have expected a cad like Arnett to be a better liar.
Where are you taking us, Henry?
God damn it. Everyone's looking at us, Cole. Whoa, back off before we get made.
That idiot never stepped foot in Okinawa.
La règle, c'est deux voitures. Oh, il court et tout.
He needs money and fast.
Il a besoin d'argent et vite. Il va se barrer.
Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him. See how he intends to spend the money. Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Je la perds pas sa trace, je le vois. Tourne-toi pas.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Okuewa. Est-ce qu'Okinawa?
That's right, Mexico City. One-way ticket, please. Next available seat.
That would be 1 day from now. Is that okay?
It's going to have to be.
LAPD, the man who just came in here, he bought a ticket?
Yes, sir, to Mexico City, tomorrow night.
If you hear from him again, don't mention this conversation.
What have you got?
He bought a ticket for Mexico City tomorrow night.
That's good, but this is better.
My God, it's Fabergé.
Should have seen the look on the pawnbroker's face when I told him to hand it over.
The guy who owned the joint thought it was worth at least 10 large for a cigarette case. Arnett only got 600 clams.
Henri, très cher Beverly, avec tout mon amour, mon affection pour toujours. Putain, il faut que je me tienne droit, là, ça craint. Putain, chut. Beverly, ce qui est là. Beverly, c'est encore une autre, quoi. Ça ne tombe pas.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Messages for me, please.
Yes, Detective. Detectives Bukowski and Galloway request you return to the Hollywood station. They have information in the Julia Randall case.
Any luck with the arrest record check on Jimmy LeBlanc?
Yes, Detective. Jimmy LeBlanc's last arresting officer was Patrolman Fred Wallace. He's posted to Hollywood 9th Beat Sunset Boulevard between Gordon and Wilcox.
Thanks for your help.
On va retrouver l'agent Rollis en premier alors.
Has that just been paid?
A one-way ticket to Mexico. Old Henry's looking as guilty as a dog next to a pile of dog shit.
What's his motive?
I can think of a few, but I'd put my money south of the belt. One guy plus two dames always equals problems.
Ah ouais, il y a Julia, il y a Heather et il y a Beverly aussi. Ça en fait 3 là.
Straight on.
Ben oui, je vais tourner à droite, t'as raison.
What the hell?
Keep going straight. Next left.
Any Central unit of 484 just occurred, 3155 West 4th Street. Unit to handle code 3, identify.
Left here.
Come on, let's give him a hand.
Right behind you, Wallace. Detective Phelps.
Je me suis.
Wallace, go left. I'm going right after this little prick in the alley.
Bon.
Throw out the guns.
C'est incroyable ça.
Keep moving. Tag you, motherfucker.
Eh vas-y, putain.
Pretty great for a dead man.
Oh lolo.
Let's move. Weapons on the ground, now! Pretty brave for a dead man. There! Light him up! I'm wide open here.
Eh ben quelle fusillade dans le carton.
Thanks. Outstanding warrant, armed robbery. Knocked over a drugstore back there, and it looks like he brought his whole posse with him. Bad luck for them.
They're all yours now. We need some information.
Ever heard of a burglar goes by the name of Jimmy LeBlanc?
Sure. Nabbed Jimmy on a burglary beef a couple of years back. They cut through a music shop and into a jewelry store. He got 4 years. I miss his partner, though.
His partner?
Big guy. I had him cornered, and he picked up this huge display case and threw it out a plate glass window. Then he vaulted out of there like something out of Barnum and Bailey.
Got away.
I would have had him, except for LeBlanc yelling, "Run for it, Willie!"
And you think he was an acrobat of some sort?
More like a strongman, a wrestler, or a boxer, that kind of thing.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
You haven't done too badly yourself.
Je vois pas. Willie Anderson, ça passe bien. Willie Anderson, ça passe.
You're suggesting LeBlanc is still working with Willie?
A strong man held down Randall while someone administered the morphine. Someone with muscle opened up LeBlanc's skull. Could be.
Je passe. 18h32.
We caught up with Mal. He's given us the dope on LeBlanc.
He worked burglaries with a big guy, goes by the name of Willie. He might be our killer. Can you work boxing gyms, the Y, promoters, that kind of stuff?
Since when have you started giving orders, Phelps? Where's the burglary angle? There was no sign of a...
That's where Arnett comes in. Next stop, we speak to Lacey about a list of recent burglaries.
The guy's a bum. His office is a front, and he's behind on the rent and his phone bill.
And he's skipping town. Tomorrow.
Let's get him in and beat it out of him.
Do you want to bring in the killer, Rusty?
It could be too smart for your own good, Phelps. We've been talking about that, haven't we, boy? Stefan?
Finbar?
Sir, I need the contraband list. Items stolen over the last year.
Hang on, I'll dig out a copy for you.
Here you go.
Thanks.
Is the cigarette case on there?
Tu as cigarette. Stylo à plume. Ah, ok. Faut que je relise parce que j'ai pas eu le temps de tout lire. Tu penses que le blanc travaille toujours avec Willy? Un homme fort a tué Randall pendant qu'on lui injectait la morphine et quelqu'un de très musclé a ouvert le crâne de Leblanc. C'est pas impossible. Mel nous a mis au courant et nous a donné la drogue trouvée sur le blanc. Il faisait équipe avec un grand type, un certain Willy, c'est peut-être notre tueur. Vous pouvez faire les salles de boxe, les IMCA, les promoteurs, ce genre d'endroit. Depuis quand tu donnes des ordres, Phelps, et qui t'a parlé d'un cambriolage? On n'a aucune trace d'eux. C'est là que Arnett entre en piste. On va aller demander à l'AC la liste des derniers cambriolages. Ce type est minable. Son bureau a une couverture. Il ne paie plus son loyer ni ses factures de téléphone. Et il quitte la ville demain. On l'arrête et on lui fait cracher ce qu'il sait. Tu veux arrêter le tueur, Rusty? Parfois t'es tellement malin que ça te joue des tours, Phelps. On n'a pas déjà parlé de ça, Roy? Stéphane Finbar, je voudrais les objets volés, tac tac, les tuyaux de cigarettes là-dessus. Et bienvenue. Bon, les tuyaux de cigarettes. Ok. Les tuyaux de cigarettes en or.
It's here. Arnett must be out of his mind trying to move this while under a murder cloud.
Un meurtre. Tu as cigarette en or.
Julia Randall's ring. It's here.
La voilà. Gold. C'est quoi ça? Médaille, c'est Christophe, on s'en fout. Broche en diamant. Boucle d'oreille en or. Émeraude. Collection de pièces collées en argent. En argent, carafe en cristal, stylo à plume, candélabre en or, c'est quoi ça? Bible reliée, mon vacheron Constantin, portefeuille en cuir contenant environ $300 en cash, c'était pas ça, divers vêtements dont robe de bal. Non, ça n'a rien à voir. Titre d'une valeur en cash. Argenterie couteau. Bague. Avec perles.
Even the engagement ring was purloined. Arnett is a cad.
Arnett. Radio en bois. Ok. Nouvel indice. Petit objet volé. Madame Everstone. Madame Everstone. Bon, on va trouver un téléphone. On va aller voir où se cache cette Madame Everstone. Tu vas me dire quoi,
I'm at a loss.
Tu dirais?
You got a stakeout down on 2nd later tonight.
Moi aussi, je pense pas qu'il y ait un téléphone. Interview, on s'en fout. Pas de téléphone.
stripped off me at the grand jury. Case was thrown out. Now the DA wants my head.
Ah, l'autre comico, il est moins galère que celui-là. Voilà un téléphone, bordel de merde. Pas s'en servir. Ok.
Any ideas?
Okay. We check out this Eastern broad and see if we can make the link between the burglars and Arnett.
Bah ouais. D'accord, j'ai de... Avec tu me... Ok, pas besoin de téléphone.
I knew it wasn't safe around here anymore.
So you and Rusty have been having discussions. Anything you would like to tell me, partner?
Phelps, don't be so touchy. Rusty had his best ever clearance rate working with you. Even if the cases he worked on can't be discussed. We were just comparing notes. You're a Booneroo case man, Phelps. One of the best I've ever seen.
Thanks.
You gotta learn...
Son of a bitch!
You gotta learn to take a compliment, Phelps. A hopped-up model, a cat, and a circus freak. Only in L.A.
Fairy tales of the rich and famous.
More like pathetic tales of the desperate to be rich and famous. Junkie Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Arnett, LeBlanc, and Willie.
Don't you go putting the pieces together again before they fit, Phelps. Listen to your old pal Rusty. Or should I say Finbar?
I wouldn't call him that if I were you.
What do you care? It doesn't sound like you're the top of his Christmas card list.
He gives everyone a hard time. That's just how he is.
Whatever gets you through the day, Cole.
Any Central unit of 484 just occurred, 3155 West 4th Street. Unit to handle code 3, identify.
Si c'est pas loin, on va voir ça. Ah, ça fait loin d'où je vais, moi. Attends, je vais où? Je vais là, le machin il est... C'est loin. Oh, moi je vais là.
Take the next left turn.
Il est plus près le machin. Alors qu'il est beaucoup plus loin. C'est bizarre.
Look where you're going!
Nice house.
Domicile de Everstone.
LAPD, ma'am. Is Mrs. Eavestrom in?
She is. Would you follow me, sir?
I am Mrs. Eavestrom. How may I help you?
We appear to have recovered some stolen goods that belong to you, ma'am.
Yes, of course. That terrible burglary. Would you like something to drink?
No, thank you, ma'am. We have some questions, if you don't mind.
Why would I mind, young man, if you are returning 43 pieces of my property?
Okay, before we get down to that, I'll have a scotch. Thanks, straight up.
Maria, can you get the detective a drink, please?
Rapport sur le cambriolage, liste des objets volés. Rapport sur le...
Can you describe to us what was stolen?
It would be easier to describe what wasn't stolen, Detective. A priceless tiara that has been in the family for 50 years. A Fabergé cigarette case that was worth $25,000.
So you have no idea who did this burglary? A lot of these cases tend to be inside jobs.
How dare you impugn my character and the character of my staff? If you have no further questions, I suggest you leave.
What can you tell us about the burglary?
A terrible night, at least a year ago. But let's not go into that. Let's talk about what you've recovered.
I get the sense that you're worried about something, Mrs. Eavestrom.
I have already received the insurance claim, Detective. Is there any way we could keep the return of these items discreet?
That's about it for now, Mrs. Eavestrom. The department will get in touch, let you know how you can recover your valuables.
You've only mentioned a few of the items that have been stolen, Detective. What else has been recovered?
You see, Phelps? That's why you get the drinks in early.
Hello, Mother.
Hello, detectives. What is going on?
We'd like to ask exactly the same question.
You have met my daughter?
This morning at work. Oh, mother and father divorced. I took my father's name.
The detectives recovered some of the things that were stolen, darling.
What did you find?
A sapphire ring on the corpse of Julia Randall.
What are you talking about?
Your engagement ring, Miss Swanson. Would you be surprised to know that it was part of the proceeds of a burglary?
That's an outrageous allegation.
Yes, it is. I suggest we go straight to Henry Arnett's place and sort this mess out. We're missing something here. Arnett is obviously arranging the burglaries.
That's my fiance you're making scurrilous accusations about.
And Randall was obviously his partner.
But neither of them are the type to creep apartments.
You're being ridiculous. Both of you. There's a very good explanation for all of this.
What is sogging it, sister? You're being played for a patsy and you're not even smart enough to see it.
Sa daronne. On va dire sa belle-mère. Il reste qu'à son Mexique.
Straight over. Left turn here. Turn right here. Turn left when you can.
Take the next right.
Turn left up ahead. Take the next right turn.
Appartement d'Arnett, 19h30.
Come on, sister. Let's find out who your fiancé really is.
Welcome, sir. I'm sorry, are you a resident?
LAPD detectives. We're here to speak to Henry Arnett.
Oh, Mr. Arnett? Apartment 30. You can take the lift.
Thank you.
J'aurais pas dû lui parler, lui.
Well, isn't this just nice and awkward?
Quelle ambiance. Moi je crois que c'était une cité tellement les appartements ils avaient l'air pourris en fait. Un truc de gros gravier.
Stop! LAPD!
Don't kill him, Cole. This guy's our case.
Go on,
Put your hands in the air!
Je voulais pas le tuer, je fais des trucs de sommation.
Give it up! LAPD!
Oh, hey.
Don't make me chase you!
Oh putain de merde, ça va être chaud cette histoire.
Stop or I will shoot!
Oui. Avec un bateau en plus.
Looks like he got you good, Phelps. Yeah, he really packs a wallop.
Oh, il est sacré.
How'd I get back here?
Under your own steam, miraculously. You came in through the window, said hello, and then keeled over.
How was Arnett?
He's coming round too. He's all hopped up. Good time to get some answers.
You missing something, Henry?
Il vous manque quelque chose, Henry? T'as le docteur de merde.
We know all about the jewelry ring. You and Randall and LeBlanc and Willie doing the legwork.
I'm in the fashion
Je suis dans
business.
la mode. T'es dans la mode, bâtard. Cet objet voulait interdire la vente, couvrant une période de 12 mois, ok. J'ai un or émaillé d'une valeur déclarée. Ouais. Tout ça, c'est des objets volés. Julien Randall a été assassiné. On a d'une paire blanche, connaissance. Ok.
You're lying, Henry.
Henry.
How can you prove that I'm involved, detective?
Je suis impliqué, inspecteur. Avec tous les objets volés, espèce de bâtard. Tu me prends pour un con quoi. Ça c'est volé. Tiens, je vais faire une paire de coups.
I thought as much. Shouldn't you be calling me an ambulance or something?
Ça me casse les couilles, c'est mal fait ça. Mobile pour le meurtre de Randall. Putain, c'est mal fait ça.
Kill Julia Randall.
I wanted to stop, to get out of that life.
Si elle voulait bien de moi.
I was gonna marry Heather and she'd have me. Julia told the others that they were out, that she was gonna create a new gang.
You're lying, Arnett. I think you ordered them to kill her. It was made to look like suicide, and when the coroner saw through that, you knew it was time to run.
I told you I was involved in the burglaries. I had nothing to do with Julia's death. Why would I need to run?
Pourquoi voudrait-il que je fuis? Vas-y, ça m'énerve là. Nous savons pour la banque, vous Randall. Je suis dans la mode, vous mentez. Comment comptez-vous prouver que je suis impliqué? C'est un... Pourquoi Willy Leblanc a-t-il tué Julia Randall? Je voulais tout arrêter, changer de vie, j'allais l'épouser, Heather si elle voulait bien de moi. Julia a dit aux autres qu'elle ne voulait plus d'eux et qu'elle allait mettre au pied une autre bande. Qu'elle allait mettre sur pied une autre bande. Vous mentez, je crois que vous leur avez demandé de la tuer. Il devait maquiller ça un suicide, mais quand le médecin légiste a compris, vous avez décidé de fuir. Je vous ai dit que j'étais impliqué dans les cambriolages, mais je n'ai rien à voir avec la mort de Julia. Pourquoi faudrait-il que je fuis?
Have you told Miss Swanson that you're leaving for Mexico City tomorrow night? That it's a one-way ticket?
Henry? Tell me it isn't true.
I had no choice. I wanted to marry Heather. I told Julia I wanted out, and she laughed in my face. I had to pay Willie and Jimmy a fortune to do her, and now I'm completely broke.
What you are, Buster, is under arrest.
Who is Henderson, and what is his involvement?
Tell them what you know, Henry. I'll stand by you if you'll only tell the truth.
There is no Henderson.
Tell me about your first burglary, and don't lie.
I can't remember. I don't keep a list of these things.
Mais pourquoi on parle pas de cambriolage là, on parlait du gadget là, je comprends pas là. Ça me bat les couilles. Il n'y a pas d'Anderson. Racontez-moi votre premier cambriolage et ne mentez pas. Je ne m'en souviens plus. Je ne tiens pas un journal. Ouais,
looks like I made a mistake.
« 67% ont choisi la bonne réponse. C'est pas assez, ça. Putain. Bon, ça m'aide. Attends, elle a dit qu'elle a perdu quoi?
No such person, Detective. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Henry Arnett, you are under arrest for burglary and for the murder of Julia Randall.
Henderson is Stoneman, all right? I'm not the guy you want. Go talk to the good doctor.
Oh, we will, knucklehead. Meanwhile, we're fitting you for convict stripes.
Ça m'énerve quand je perds le fil, c'est un truc de fou. Comment comptez-vous prouver que je suis impliqué, inspecteur? C'est bien ce que je pensais. Pourquoi oublier? Je voulais tout arrêter, changer de vie, j'allais poser les heures. Et si elle voulait bien de moi, Julia a dit aux autres qu'elle ne voulait plus d'eux et qu'elle allait mettre sur pied une autre bande. Vous mentez, Arnett, je crois que vous leur avez demandé de la tuer, de vraiment maquiller ça en suicide. Mais quand le médecin légiste l'a compris, ils avaient décidé de fuir. Je vous ai dit que j'étais impliqué dans les cambriolages, mais je n'ai rien à voir avec la mort de Julia. Pourquoi faudrait-il que je fuis? Avez-vous annoncé à Miss Swanson que vous partez pour Mexico demain soir? Elle est simple. Harry, dis-moi que ce n'est pas vrai. Je n'avais pas le choix, je voulais épouser Heather. J'ai dit à Julia que je voulais arrêter et elle m'a ri au nez. Alors j'ai payé Willy et Jimmy une fortune pour la tuer et maintenant je suis fauché. Ce que tu es surtout, c'est en état d'arrestation. Qui est Anderson et quel est son rôle dans tout ça? Tire ce que tu sens, Harry, je te soutiendrai si tu as dit toute la vérité. Il n'y a pas d'Anderson. Racontez-moi votre premier cambriolage et ne mentez pas. Je ne m'en souviens plus, je ne tiens pas un journal. Il n'y a personne de son inspecteur, désolé de vous décevoir. Henry Arnett, je vous arrête pour les faits de cambriolage et pour l'assassinat de Julia Randall, Anderson, Stoneman. Vous comprenez, je ne suis pas celui que vous cherchez, allez parler au bon docteur. On y va, on va y aller en forêt pendant ce temps, on va te trouver un bas de couilles.
I guess the wedding's off.
He only robbed her mother and killed her best friend. Cut the guy some slack.
So how does the doctor fit in?
That's what we're about to find out. Maybe we should ask him to give you a quick once-over. That meathead gave you one hell of a pasting.
I've had worse.
You should have seen yourself staggering back in there like a drunken sailor.
Next time you can take the runner, Roy.
I didn't box in the Marines, though, did I?
Should have never told you that.
C'est pas. Je crois que ça va être la dernière affaire parce que là je suis complètement à l'ouest. Je comprends pas là. Je fais n'importe quoi.
Time for the doctor to give us something to make this all better.
Hang on a moment, sister. Tell him it's Henry Arnett. And tell him it's urgent.
I can't do that.
Tell him, or I'll charge you with obstruction of justice.
Doctor, I'm afraid Mr. Arnett is here to see you, and he says it's urgent.
Send him in.
I told you never to come.
Tell us the truth, Doctor.
I'm so glad you came. Prison will be better than insanity, and I'm already half insane with grief. Do you know that I loved her? I ruined my life for her, and yet I still love her.
Will you testify in court that Arnett and Randall did these robberies?
They organized the robberies. Julie would get the names of the guests attending my wife's parties. Didn't matter how much money I showered upon her, it was never enough. She never really cared for me.
Doctor, I'm afraid you're under arrest.
Oh, the practice. You'll call Dr. Gerard. No. Please don't cry. I want to see no one. Not my wife, or my children, nor my friends. And I don't want a lawyer. Just lock me up and throw away the key. What have I done?
Didn't see that coming.
Il a pas sauté sur notre voiture. J'utilise le téléphone.
Operator, give me R&I.
Le fichier central.
Putting you through now.
I need an ambulance and the coroner immediately to the offices of Dr. Harold Stoneman, 1646 Ivor Street, Hollywood.
En route, Detective. You have a message. Detective Bukowski says the suspect is named Wilson Willie the Wolf Reed, former wrestler. Last known address is an apartment building at the corner of Hollywood and Vine. Detective Bukowski says to meet them there.
On our way.
On y va. Demande quoi, Bukowski? De le retrouver là-bas.
We have an address for the runner.
Let's try and wrap this up then.
Voilà, finissons ça. Elle pleure pour son taf ou elle pleure pour... devait avoir la promotion canapé. Et elle a fini pour...
That old boy really fell for that broad.
She was incredibly beautiful.
Would you throw it all away for a woman?
Life has a way of making you pay with your pride.
You're quite the romantic, Phelps. Stick with the percentages. Broken hearts are for chumps.
You're talking from experience.
I certainly am. Oh, I like women as much as the next guy, as long as they're in their place and doing what they're told.
Et ma voiture, je l'ai garée là, wesh.
Thank God I didn't park there.
Je suis pas garé là. Oui, putain, je l'avais garé.
Okay, the guy's had enough.
Ah, désolé, mon pote. Attends, il a repris son shampoing. Putain, c'est bien fait. Hein. Même moi, je peux pas le faire. Ah là, on va voir le catcher. On va choper les grosses têtes. C'est juste à côté.
He's around here somewhere. A big guy. Neighbors say he always wears basketball shoes and a cream jacket. And get this. The kids around here say he plays the harmonica.
Find the game well and have the commander set up a dragnet. We want the area closed off. We'll take this side of the street.
A harmonica playing wrestler. That's a weird one. Think he knits as well?
Just keep your eyes open and your mouth shut. We don't want him to bolt on us.
Wait. Cole. You hear that?
Sur le toit.
Wilson Reed, LAPD, give yourself up.
Rendez-vous. Il a envie de jeter l'harmonica. Bon, allez. Eh, vas-y, putain. Ah, j'aime beaucoup ce genre de délire. Mais moi j'aurais été je serais descendu plutôt commenter, franchement. Bon, après c'est vrai, il peut y avoir des schmitts qui te prennent à... Vas-y Roy, montre-moi le chemin.
Hold it. He's got to be around here somewhere. No place to go unless he grew wings.
There he is. Waste the son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch really picked a spot for it up here, didn't he? Julia Randall's folks are flying in from New York tomorrow to claim the body. I saw her on the slab. So perfect. Looked like she was made of porcelain. She really made an impression on me.
Julia had that impact on a lot of men.
Christ, it's cold. You guys did good work here today. Roy, I think you should buy your brother officers a drink.
Do you now? That's very generous of you, Lieutenant.
Je jure, de corrompu, la vie de ma mère. Dans le lieutenant que Arnett est maintenant la seule à connaître en détail la relation obsessionnelle que le défunt docteur entretenait avec sa patiente. Arnett Heather. Ouais, j'ai fait de la merde sur cette enquête, je le sais.
We're being overrun. We have to get off of this hill.
That's one of our 50 cals still firing, Cole. The 22nd are still fighting.
It's over, Cole.
Looks like you're one of the lucky ones.
Say goodbye to your friend Hank, Jack. He was your friend too, Cole. Is this how you're going to leave him? Are you wounded?
Not a scratch, Kelso.
Well, get up and get out of that fucking hole! Find a stretcher while you're at it so we can get him out of here.
Who's the senior officer here?
I guess that's you, Cole.
You were up here all night?
Yes, sir.
And your command?
Gone, sir.
Sorry to hear that, son. God damn it, we have beaten these bastards back. It's the beginning of the end. And it was one here. You're a goddamn hero, son. What's your name?
Lieutenant Phelps.
Sir. I'm recommending you for the Silver Star and promoting you to First Lieutenant.
Earl Phelps. A shooting at the 111 Club. 6232 Hollywood Boulevard.
Sounds like a homicide beef.
2 of the dead guys caught in the crossfire were carrying Army surplus morphine. Get over there before homicide tramples all over the place.
We already cleared that up.
Judge in Pasadena took the big sleep yesterday. He had a personal stash of 20 cigarettes. Appears we didn't get all of it.
The bum took a swipe at me. Put him down with my stab.
God damn it. Just can't seem to put this morphine to sleep.
A dead judge. It's not good.
Everyone has their vices. Even you, Phelps.
Some of that mascara.
Parker and Green.
Any Central unit, citizen reports suspicious activity on a trolley car.
Oh, je suis à côté.
Fountain Avenue, stand by for further information. Any Central unit?
Car 11 King, go ahead with the further.
11K, see the woman. A 288 just occurred on the Angela Heights trolley.
LAPD, ma'am. Are you all right?
That lowlife! That filthy lowlife!
What happened?
Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé?
I was standing ready to get off and I heard a click. His camera. That pervert took a picture of my... up my...
Which way did he go?
There! That's him! Right there!
Ah, c'est lui là-bas.
Ah, fuck!
Oh, ce délire. Oh merde. MDR. Mais non, tu vois qu'est-ce que t'as vu pour voir la photo. Trou du cul.
Go on, Phelps, get after that creeper!
Allez, Phelps, rattrape ce salopard. C'est son moche, les filles qui prennent la photo. Mais dis pas qu'il va lui tirer dessus.
Hit him! Clear this asshole off the road.
Renvoie. Photo.
Hit him, Cole. Spin him out.
Ah ouais, mais son autre, pourquoi la voiture? Putain. Manette de merde. Oh.
Give it up, LAPD!
LAPD.
You're under arrest for public indecency.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, putain. Oh, damn. Pour une fois que j'arrête les chips. Allez, c'est parti.
There goes a week's wages.
On passe par ici. Bon, voilà déformation du véhicule qui est plutôt pas mal faite. Et la destruction du véhicule est pas mal. Tout comme le frein.
Take the next left.
C'est bon. On va arriver. « 16h30.
Homicide guys are already inside.
Les sont déjà à l'intérieur.
Bukowski.
Phelps. Back again.
We're here about the morphine.
Over by the bandstand. See what's left of the owner, Eddie McGoldrick, 26, former Marine.
I know Eddie McGoldrick. He was a non-com in my old unit.
I'm sorry to hear that, Cole. Waitress said he recently came into some money and bought the club.
Who are the other Vics?
Two musicians, Biddleston and Bow. Get this, they used to be in a four-piece, but the trombone player and the drummer OD'd.
Don't tell me. Lamont and Tyree? We've met the rest of the band.
Now they're a no-piece.
Do you mind if we take a look around?
Be my guest. You might want to word with the hostess, too. I'll keep her company until you're ready.
Must have pumped a dozen rounds into him. Certainly sends a message.
De balles. Ça sent la sulfateuse, ça. La mafia. Lieu. Individu.
Catch all the good ones, Phelps.
Oh lui, putain de merde. L'autre. Ancien marine et propriétaire du club 111. Eddie McGoldrick. McGoldrick. Ils n'ont pas vu ça. Un mégot. Balek. Un paquet de cigarettes taché de sang. Apparemment on s'en fout aussi. C'est quoi ça?
When you're ready to have a civil conversation, we can try again.
Ok, ça c'est juste de la panique. Pitson. Comment ça, il avait des égratignures? Bizarre. Morphine encore. Ok, poison, solution de tartrate. Toujours pareil.
Do we have a new source, or is this coming from what's left in circulation?
De ce qui circulait. Ah ouais, j'avais mis fin au trafic là dans les glaçons et tout. C'est vrai.
Another day, another dollar.
Qu'est-ce que tu dis?
You'll have my report when it's ready. Right now, you want to be examining evidence.
Tu examines des pièces à conviction. Trafic des cigarettes.
Dozen packs to a carton. 100 cartons or more. Looks like a couple of months' supply.
De contenir plusieurs années, mois, décennies. Trimestres.
Another day, another dollar.
Voilà. Les yeux bleus là.
Bad luck, Eddie.
Ah, c'est lui, pas de chance.
Okinawa couldn't kill you, but knowing the wrong people in this city.
Des mauvaises rencontres, oui. Chaud. Y'a rien.
They didn't even try to crack the safe.
Essayer de forcer le coffre. Comment ça, ils ont pas pris l'oseille? Ils ont juste tué les types qui sont barrés. Ah, c'est clairement un message. Je pense pas avoir vu la baie.
Never the same, are they?
Glacé.
These look brand new. Never fired. They haven't been degreased yet. We could check on the serial numbers.
Is this guy hunting for bear? Look at these things.
They're BARs. You get the odd guy who sneaks one of them home from the war. How did he get 3 of them? Army surplus morphine, Army surplus weapons, Army surplus valors. Sound familiar?
We should get back to the station and check the details of what exactly was lifted from that ship.
Ok. On va parler à l'autre d'abord. Ah non, c'est pas terminé. Il y a encore des trucs que j'aurais pas vu. Tiens là. Oh, voilà le B.
Well maintained, custom case. Someone cared for this instrument. What's that click?
Never the same, are they?
Neat trick. Case must have cost more than the trumpet. We should follow up on the musician angle.
On devrait enquêter du côté de leur boulot de musicien.
Kept his stash close at hand.
Ok. Rien du tout.
Ma'am, I'm Detective Phelps, Administrative Vice Squad.
Welcome to the 111 Club, Detective. Feels like I've had half the LAPD in here today already.
Any idea who did the shooting?
No idea. It was my day off. If I had been here, honey, I'd be full of holes just like the others.
You want to level with me, miss, before we start taking an interest in you.
This place has been on the slide for years. Eddie turns up, buys the club, then we start getting visits from tough guys. Next thing you know, we have the St. Valentine's Day massacre. Are you getting the picture?
Tell us about Eddie.
Eddie didn't know a thing about running a nightclub. He came into some money and waltzed in and bought the place. The previous owner thought all his Christmases had come at once.
Where do you think you got the money?
My guess was that he was selling the sort of quality product that you don't need to advertise.
Thank you for your help, man.
Eddie was in over his head, but he was a decent boss.
Bon, direct sur le comico, c'est ça.
So what next?
Back to the station. We need to speak to someone on the robbery detail.
Quelqu'un des brigades de dévol. Tu veux bien monter dans la voiture, s'il te plaît? Merci, call phelps. C'est quoi ça? On va aller au commissariat en premier.
How well did you know the owner?
McGoldrick? Well enough. He was in my unit.
That's some cruel irony. You survive the war, then get blown to pieces back home.
It happens more than you'd think. Young guys trying to adjust to normal life, getting mixed up in the wrong crowds.
The kid had just bought a nightclub. I'd say he got mixed up in the right crowds.
Until someone filled him full of holes.
You don't come into that kind of money that quickly without pissing a few people off.
Any central unit, suspect to be taken into custody at Southern California Auto Club. Stand by for further unit to handle identify code 2.
Bon, je suis vers là, là. Je sais même pas où je suis, je vois rien. C'est tellement bien fait. Ah bon, ça va, c'est pas très loin. Voilà, on y va. Putain.
Christ!
California Auto Club. Stand by for further unit to handle identify code 2.
11.
Ah ouais, ça c'est pour aller se renseigner vers les musiciens, Blue Room. Ok. Secret bien gardé.
Detective Phelps, LAPD. What's going on here?
This joker was trying to tail one of our patrons inside.
I'm a reporter, you idiot! I'm doing a feature for the Examiner, and that patron I was following is a red under investigation by the feds.
Where is he now?
Parking lot. His is the blue Talbot. Hey, how about an exclusive when you bring him back?
Shove off. You won't be filing your story today. I'll check this out.
A red, huh? Sneaky bastard. Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this.
LAPD, sir. Can I have a word?
la voiture.
Well, that's an admission of guilt if I ever saw one.
Mais si c'est pas un aveu,
He's not getting away that easily.
il s'en sortira pas si facilement.
Step on it, huh? Just get me a little closer. Let's see how fast he runs on bare rims.
Allez, putain.
Put your hands in the air!
This is harassment. Understand? My politics are nobody's goddamn business but my own.
Quelle course-poursuite de minable. Une course-poursuite de bois, rien.
Goddamn maniac!
J'aurais bien aimé garder l'autre voiture. Dommage. Bon, tac, on va se mettre sur le déco. Bim. On va finalement aller au bureau en premier. Je pense qu'il y a des choses intéressantes à aller voir là-bas. « 17h36, le room.
Take a break, boys.
We would like them to stay, Miss Lickman. We're making inquiries into the recent deaths of 4 musicians.
Since when have the police cared about dead black men?
Good point. We don't. What we care about is 2 tons of Army surplus morphine showing up on the street. If you care about working in this town, you better give me something on Biddleston and Bow, or their knucklehead buddies Tyree and Lamont.
And this is your idea of making inquiries, Understundenführer?
I've told you 1,000 times about speaking that German gibberish at me, Elsa.
Roy, how about you get a drink while I see to this?
Will you sit down?
Vous ne vous asseyez pas.
Why antagonize him, Elsa? You know what he's capable of.
Ask your questions, Herr Officer. We have work to do.
Pourquoi l'attaquer frontalement, Elsa? Vous savez de quoi il est capable. Parce qu'elle en a rien à foutre. Morphine des surplus de l'armée, victime d'overdose de morphine.
My partner mentioned a couple of names. You recognize them?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Tout à fait de quoi vous parlez. Bah tu te fous de ma gueule là?
The only way you're going to get rid of me is to give me an answer.
I knew Cornell. We worked together a few years ago. He loved the music, but the music didn't love him.
What does that mean?
It means that he just wasn't that good. He was a sad, lonely cat.
People are dying of overdoses. If you know anything about it, you need to tell me.
I can't help you.
A lot of cats are into the thing. There's nothing special about your boys.
Tu ne peux rien pour moi.
Hopheads appear to get a free pass at this club. You all know about the morphine.
And how do you expect to prove that?
It's nothing personal. I'm just doing my job. You understand that? You can do this the easy way with me, or I can call my partner back over. I can assure you he's a lot less sensitive.
You think your threats frighten me?
Black man don't supply nothing. You think there's a black man in this town holding on to 2 tons of morphine? He'd be dead in a minute. White man supplies, black man buys.
Boys, take 5 minutes, please. I need to have a private word with the officer. Why do you ask people to risk talking about a subject that could have them jailed?
Drugs are against the law, Elsa.
You're so full of courage. I've never felt ashamed.
This is getting us nowhere.
Do you think you'll win your war against narcotics?
It's not my war. It's against the law. My job is to prosecute the laws of this city.
Do you think you can stop people from needing drugs, detective?
I'm asking the questions here.
Then why do you come to me with your stupid questions? You know who controls the drugs in this city.
It's not enough to just survive, Elsa. You have to try and make the world a better place.
Brave words. Very noble. But words are just words. Call phelps.
She's right. We need to pay a visit to the mixer.
Cohen? Do you know where to find him?
This time of day? You'll find him holding court at the Macambo.
He can wait. There's something I need to be sure of. Give me till tomorrow morning.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do, partner.
Ah, je sentais que j'étais un peu trop près. Ça va, quand elle est sortie du truc, j'étais aussi près quand même. Peut-être des fois ça fait photoréaliste des fois. C'est grave bien fait. Voilà, 2 voitures, c'est ce qu'il faut. 2 voitures de distance, c'est pas mal.
Christ alive!
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Sors pas.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Cet endroit me dit quelque chose et je reconnais. Il a l'air gêné. Phelps se fout dans la merde. Le club
LAPD, we're looking for Mayor Cohen. I believe he has lunch here.
There's not going to be any trouble, is there?
Which table?
Number 3. If you'll follow me.
Would you recommend the special, miss?
De gangster au restaurant.
LAPD. We have some questions
Hi,
regarding...
Mickey. How's it hanging?
Fine. Just fine, Roy.
Bien, très bien.
I see you brought Iga Beaver along. Hope he's not going to put the shakes on me again.
Cole Phelps? Mickey Cohen.
Good afternoon.
Bonjour.
He has manners.
Il est poli.
Aren't you a little green for this kid?
Meet Johnny Stompanato, Cole. He has the biggest schlong in Hollywood and the smallest gun. Or maybe that's the other way around. I can never quite remember.
You're a funny guy, Roy. Haven't I always said what a funny guy Roy is? And how much fun it would be to get together with him sometime.
Poor Johnny. He's the dark, sensitive type. He's a serviceman too, Cole. Johnny was at Okinawa.
You were in the crotch?
6th Marines.
The lieutenant who won the Silver Star up on Sugarloaf. I've heard of you.
Something like that.
All right, have we finished flirting? You got something to discuss, Roy? Or are you going to stand around beating the meat while my lunch gets cold?
We have some questions.
Do I need my lawyer?
Plaisir de absence. Opération de Finkenstein. Cohen, c'est le patron du crime. Opération de Finkenstein.
Your brother-in-law, Lenny Finkelstein, was selling stolen morphine. He had 1/3 of the shipment.
Old news, kid. I don't know anything about what Lenny was up to.
Votre beau-frère Lenny Finkenstein revendait de la morphine volée. Un tiers de chargement. C'est du réchauffé petit et je savais pas du tout ce Lenny trafiquait. Ce que Lenny trafiquait.
So I'm supposed to believe that you don't know what happened to the rest of the shipment.
Lenny, God rest his soul, was a moron. He was family, though, and I haven't made a beef about that, so count yourself lucky, kid. The H is a filthy habit. I don't condone it. The simple solution would be to have all the dope fiends put down.
So you don't know where he got the morphine?
Kid, ask a question you might get an answer to.
We believe there's a link between a group of Marines and the morphine stolen from the SS Coolidge. One of those Marines was shot to death in a club last night.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Qu'est-ce qu'on a? Vol du matériel de l'US Army, stocké, chloride le point. Admission pour un musicien au club de jazz, le Blue Room. Cigare valeur impacté pour envoi en cours. Non mais là faut avoir des réponses là. Parce que là soit je m'ai intimidé, soit je m'en madoué, un des deux.
So you haven't heard anything about what happened at the 111 Club?
What can I say, kid? I'm shocked that in the land of opportunity, Uncle Sam's finest feel the need to resort to crime. It's a dangerous business. I can attest to that. I'd recommend they get out of the life. Quickly.
A few Negroes saying goodbye on the sidewalk will never make the papers, Mickey. But we had a judge in Pasadena say adios the other day. Prominent white people popping their clogs makes everyone nervous.
You know dope has never been my thing, Roy. It's always been for schmendricks, like Jack D and Jimmy Utley. But I'll ask around and I'll get back to you. Hey, you boys want some lunch? How about a drink?
We'll take a rain check on that. Come on, Cole, we're leaving.
We have to cut that dope. It looks bad with people dying.
We have to get the rest of it. There's no way of watering down the stuff in those little packages. Put the squeeze on those guys and get the rest of it.
They don't seem the type to frighten that easy.
We'll see.
What's going on?
That fucking rat Stoker has gone public about Brenda.
Who is Brenda?
Brenda is LA's most famous madam.
Everyone knows it?
Of course everyone knows. Brenda pays her way.
Are we cops or a collection agency?
Whores have been around since the Bible. Our job is to keep it off the street so Joe Citizen and his wife can stroll around unmolested.
And we should change the law.
Are you out of your mind? Every politician in America is against prostitution, except when they're using them.
So where does Stoker come in?
He objects to the LAPD and the administration taking its cut.
Is everyone in on this?
Yeah, and that's the problem. From a little acorn does a large tree grow. You could bring the whole thing crashing down on us.
On va trop lire là parce que franchement. Tu sais que la drogue n'a jamais été mon truc, ce serait pour une autre fois, viens qu'on s'en va, il faut qu'on coupe cette com, ça fait tâche tous ces gens qui crèvent. Il faut qu'on chope ce qu'il reste, on peut pas couper ce truc dans les petites dosettes, il faut qu'on mette ces types sur le grill et qu'ils nous donnent le reste. Ils ont pas l'air du genre assez impressionnés, on verra ça. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Sera de Stoker à tout déballer sur Brenda. Qui est Brenda? La plume célèbre mère maquerelle du LA. Tout le monde le sait. Évidemment, Brenda savait qui arroser. On est des flics, on a une agence de... On est des flics ou une agence de perception. Il y avait déjà des putes du temps de la Bible. Notre boulot, c'est de garder à l'écart de nos bons concitoyens qui veulent se balader en paix. Alors il faudrait changer la loi. Tu t'es cynique ou quoi? Tous les politiques de ce pays sont contre la prostitution, sauf quand ils croquent dedans et stockers dans tout ça. Il veut que le LAPD et l'administration prennent leur commission. Tout le monde touche sa part. Ouais, c'est bien le problème. Ça pourrait faire boule de neige et peut tout nous faire tomber sur la gueule. Vous ne devriez pas être en train de vous occuper de...
Aren't you supposed to be working the...
Sir, do you know which robbery detectives are working the Army surplus theft from the Coolidge?
Caldwell and McManus. I saw Caldwell in the squad room not long ago if you want to speak to him.
Thank you, sir. We'll do that.
This way.
Par ici. Je sais où elle est la salle de réunion. À gauche. Bizarre.
Harry, you got a minute?
Tu as une minute?
Sure, Cole, anytime.
Bien sûr, Cole.
You've been working the docks robbery on the SS Coolidge?
Yeah, that's right. So how do you see it? Inside job. Either the guys working the wharves or some of the guys on the ship.
What else was taken apart from the morphine?
Case of BARs, case of Thompsons, crate of Valor smokes.
Homicide just recovered 3 BARs and a mountain of cigarettes at a shooting at the 111 Club.
No kidding. I better get over there.
Do you have a copy of the manifest?
Yeah. Here it is.
So, how do we connect the docks robbery to the mess at the 111 Club?
On va bien voir ce qu'il y a écrit. Driscoll Michael, Shanghai, San Pedro, USA. Medical patch, trousse médicale. Fusil à main grand calibre 30. Ah, c'est celui-là. Mitraillette Thompson. C'est le bar. Il est où le bar? Sac d'hydratation. Fusil bar. Voilà.
Here's our backroom arsenal from the 111 Club.
Clandestin du club 111. Et aussi... Bon, ben, évidemment, la morphine.
500,000 cigarettes loose on the streets of LA.
Seringue, la morphine dans les rues de LA.
This is the crate we
Voilà,
recovered.
qu'est-ce qu'on a récupéré? Cartouche de cigarette. Encore un toile forte. Housse mortuaire, agudicière. Seringue pré-remplie. Chargeur de munitions calibre 30. Couteau. Combat. C'est quoi ça?
Enough to arm 3 companies. Some of these guys are from my old unit. They must have finally shipped home. Kelso, Sheldon. McGoldrick.
McGoldrick was on the boat?
Sure, we checked him out.
McGoldrick bought the 111 Club, Harry. His brains are all over the bar.
Looks like whoever stole the dope is getting muscled.
By whom?
Dragner and Cohen. They control the hub.
Detectives, KGPL's going crazy. Shots fired at 1384 North Bronson. Some guy with an automatic spraying a Hollywood bus. They want every car. Go!
I need a drink.
Obnoxious oaf.
Suspect se trouve sur le toit. Approchez-vous avec prudence. Établissez le périmètre, attendez les zones. Épisode contre pourquoi il y a dans ta part?
Find a way up there and stop that son of a bitch, Cole.
You're covered, Phelps. All units, officer down at 1384 North Bronson. Ambulance is en route. Repeating, all units, officers still need help on Bronson. Approaching extreme caution. You're clear, go!
LAPD, drop the gun now!
Move, I've got you.
Oh!
Reinforcements are on the way. Cease and desist.
Ça c'est du tir. Putain, il a fait des dégâts. Mais pourquoi il tirait sur des innocents comme ça? C'est une diversion. Hein. C'est une diversion, je te dis. Donc déjà...
It's one of the BARs.
Toujours les mêmes. Calibre 30. Un simple chargeur. Ah, je les tue là, les mecs qui se retrouvent là-bas. On va voir Hollywood Sunset entre midi et 14h. Comme table 3.
Phone number and restaurant table.
Un téléphone et une table au restaurant. Très intéressant. Un bug ou quoi? Je pense pas. Ça sert à rien, logique. Ça bat les couilles.
I know that guy. Felix Alvaro.
He's one of the guys from the ship?
Name was on the manifest.
Looks like McGoldrick wasn't the only one to get a message.
Bizarre qu'il soit là, wesh.
Hey, Alvaro.
Ah,
Hey, Lieutenant.
sur lui alors.
He's just a plain detective now, Chico.
Who's the jughead?
This is my partner, Roy Earl. We just want to find out what happened.
What happened is that someone took a shot at my bus, and then cops turned up and started treating me like I'm some sort of pachuco punk. My people have been in California for over 300 years.
Very fucking admirable, Felix.
Who's shooting at you, Felix?
How the fuck do I know?
Felix, we didn't go through Okinawa to come back to this on our streets.
I've got the LAPD to keep me safe, right? Me and all my people.
You hear anything about the big heist on the Coolidge?
Yeah, I heard about it.
So what happened?
Not much. The cops came and interviewed me and all the other guys on the ship.
I was down at the 111 Club this morning, waiting for the medical examiner to scrape Eddie McGoldrick's brains off the bar. You want to tell me anything about that?
I heard that Eddie came into some money. Too bad he didn't keep a low profile. It was a tough break to get through Okinawa and then have to buy it back home.
We'll be in touch, Felix.
You heard that Jack is in L.A.?
I saw his name on the manifest.
He's been here a couple of months. Sure glad to see you got over your wound, Lieutenant. I mean, Detective.
Pretty cool customer.
He's been under fire before.
You buying his story?
Not for a minute.
Nice day for it.
Phelps, 1247.
Phelps, 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on a Jack Kelso.
Just a second. Jack Kelso. Apartment 4, 1408 North El Centro Avenue, Hollywood.
Thanks, ma'am.
Merci, madame. Ah, ça rapproche, là. Jack Kelso. Il fait partie des problèmes, celui-là.
Jack was a company sergeant. He would never get involved in something like this.
We brace him and drag him downtown.
It won't work. He's a tough customer.
Next left.
C'est où ça? Oh, c'est trop loin. Appartement de quel jour? 14h19.
Hello, Jack. This is Detective Roy Earl.
Hello, Cole.
We would like a word.
Would you like to come inside?
Actually, we'd prefer if you come downtown with us.
Do I have any choice?
No.
J'ai le choix. Non.
You don't.
Are you going to tell me what this is all about?
It would be better for all of us if we discussed it at the station.
Bad move, Cole.
Pas très adroit, Cole.
How have you been, Jack?
Cut the crap. You pick me up in front of my apartment like a common criminal and then expect small talk? Fuck you.
Je le comprends. Interrogatoire à Hollywood.
Did you know that Eddie McGoldrick recently came into money and bought a nightclub?
No, I didn't know that.
Non, je savais pas.
You want to take a guess where he got hold of the cash?
Not really.
Pas vraiment.
Do you know that there's a gang war going on in LA trying to recover that stolen morphine?
That has nothing to do with me.
Hey, je vais voir qu'est-ce qu'il va venir.
Jack.
Jack.
You know about the morphine.
Tu savais pour la morphine.
You weren't involved, but you know who is.
You can't prove what I know and what I don't know, Cole. This is going nowhere.
Tout ça te mène nulle part.
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls out.
Tu veux essayer de deviner d'où il a tiré son pognon. Tu sais qu'une guerre de gang a éclaté à LA entre ceux qui veulent récupérer la morphine volée. Jack, tu savais pour la morphine, tu n'étais pas dans le coup, mais tu sais qui l'est. Tu peux prouver ce que je sais, est-ce que je sais pas à quoi. Tout ça te mène nulle part. Tu me fais chier.
I'm sure it would be gripping to hear more of your life story, boys, but the truth is, I don't give a fuck. You were on the boat, Kelso. What happened?
Do you really think a bunch of Marines could muscle in on the dope rackets in this town? Between the Vice Squad and the mob, I hear it's pretty sewn up.
You better watch your mouth.
Fais gaffe à ce que tu dis. Là, il a raison. Case de l'USS.
You heard that a crate of BARs went missing?
No, I didn't.
Non, je ne savais pas. Il était sur ce putain de bateau.
You're not a good liar, Jack.
Je ne sais pas mentir, Jack.
I know you want to help your guys, but this has gone too far.
If you believe I had anything to do with the theft of the BARs, or the morphine for that matter, I suggest you produce some evidence.
Donc, il connaît ici.
Sorry. My mistake. You wouldn't know why Eddie McGoldrick had 3 of them.
Goddamn fool.
What do you know about the Army surplus robbery from the Coolidge, Jack?
What I know is that on 3 separate occasions you would have been dead if it weren't for me. I don't know anything about the robbery.
Je ne sais rien sur ce vol.
I don't believe you, Jack. You were there. You were either involved or you know who is.
You calling me a liar, Cole? I hope you have something to back that up. I won't let you hide behind your rank any longer.